Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language, explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Superior Adventurers Guild. My name's Dave, your humble dungeon master, and we are back tonight. It's Wednesday. That means we're playing Beyond Saltmarsh, and it's one of the joys of my week, my hump day miracle every week, usually. Although it's been 2 weeks and I feel like I really missed you guys. I want to introduce my friends, my good buddies, the crew of the Good Buddy, and the players who make this such a special experience for everyone. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Hey.
Hey. Good to see you all.
What?
Chad, cheer up, buddy. We're gonna play a game. It should cheer Chad up in just a couple of minutes. We'll melt the ice off of his frosty beard. Thing's looking pretty good, man. You better get some old goat on that thing.
I do. It's on there right now.
Hell yeah. Hey, so
silky
welcome
smooth.
back, everybody. It's been 2 weeks. We went to GaryCon last week and had a blast. Got into some super hijinks. If you want to check out some of the photos from the experience, go to our Facebook page, our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group, right? I don't know where the link is. Maybe Ashley can drop the link in the chat. I don't know where it is. However, it does exist. I can guarantee you that. Kirk's growing a beard again. It's been 2 weeks. Look at that thing.
Hey.
Sort of. Hey. All right. So,
Hey,
but let's
you're
do
like
I
this.
still have to shave. I still have
You're
to
like
shave.
You look
Oh,
like
man.
13 now.
Yeah, I had to
Coming
shave.
up from the 9-year-old
Yeah.
you were last week.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Shaved
Kirk.
last Thursday.
All right. Let's not pick on Kirk too much. We've got a whole 3-hour session to do with that. To Byron. Let's do this. Let's go around the table here and introduce ourselves. And let's start with probably definitely the person I've known the longest at the table here. My good buddy from preschool, Mr. Andy.
Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? My name is Andy. I am playing Rhunar Deg, a 9th level human dual sword wielding Battlemaster fighter and captain of the Good Buddy
And robot.
and pretty good robot. And yeah, he's still at this party and he still has a cane that is actually a sword
Oh, yeah.
that is just burning a hole in his
Speaking
pocket.
of
No,
a
like,
cane
he
that's
really
going
wants
to
use it.
burn, I can't wait to see you use that thing.
I might just like walk around with it for the rest of the game.
That sounds like it's cursed.
No,
I'm
you should
just
really
gonna
use it.
from
You
here
should
on
really
out.
use it. That's awesome. Thanks for being here, dude. This is, like I said, one of the great joys that we're able to connect around this game. I'm just so jazzed up about games. Let me start by moving over to Kirk.
Hello. I'm Kirk, also known as Byron Hern, also known as Farendeer Shockfeather, also known as Chad CMG. No, wait. Oh, man, I'm doing the wrong bit.
Nice.
I'm playing Byron Hern. He's a rogue. He's nefarious. He locked himself back up on the boat after having been locked up by the crew. But he was briefly out. He was free for a little while. But he's chilling. He's reading his journals. His friend, well, not his friend, his associate Dralian's. Yeah, he's Byron Hern.
Thank you,
Wait,
Kirk.
that's me.
Thank you, Kirk. Let's go next to Chad.
Hello. It's me, Chad, also known as Real CMG, also known as North Shore DM, also known as Magus Supreme. But today, you'll know me as Tenoch Knucklebones. Halfling, Jungle-born, Divination, Wizard of Guns. I don't really have big guns, but he has big guns.
Nice. Yes, he does. Pew pew.
pew,
Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, also known as Minnesota Muse, also known as Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter. I am playing Feyre Evenstar, the 9th level half-elf glamour bard, and sometimes T-Rex. And we got so much tea spilled last session. I was so excited to crack open some Feyre backstory and complicate everything.
Pretty much. But it was a wonderful, wonderful opportunity since you came in fairly late in the campaign to be able to delve into some of the backstory, which is really fun and important to do. Awesome. Well, we've got a couple of announcements before we get into this. We'll make them pretty quick. I want to first off give a big shout out to Phoenix Iwaki for having Ashley and Chad and I on his channel. God, was that like 2 weeks ago already?
Yeah.
2 weeks
That
ago
was so
for the one-shot roulette. We had a blast. So Phoenix, thank you so much. If he's playing tonight at 10, so we might write into him if he can get up and run in time. But thank you, Phoenix. That was awesome. I also want to give a shout out to the folks who organized and put on GaryCon. It was fantastic. I felt very welcome there as a first-time GaryCon attendee. I highly recommend that if you have an opportunity to go to GaryCon in the future, go and enjoy it. There's also I met a bunch of people from Gamehole Con, which is in October, which I think some of us will probably be going to. So anyways, get out and do stuff if you feel comfortable. It was awesome. People had to wear masks during the gameplay, so everybody felt safe, and it was just great. It was really well done. So kudos to those folks. We want to make a quick shout out to our sponsors here. We have two wonderful sponsors. The first one is CZRPG. We are super gracious. No, we're grateful for their gracious sponsorship. There we go. For sticking by us and giving us the opportunity to have giveaways like the Rockfort mini campaign one-shot setting that you can drop in and play in your own game. We're going to be giving away a PDF of this thing. I was looking through it earlier today. Really nicely written, and it's like one of these. The way it's written has a lot of different options for different directions that your characters might take the party. Now, this group, because of the chaos that this group brings to the table, I don't know what would happen, but I think Rockfort might actually be a good one shot for us to run at some point in the near future, because I think it would put you guys on your toes. Anyways, if you want to win that !drawing to get in on that action. Also, thanks, Christian, by the way. You guys are awesome. They have a Patreon. Go check out their Patreon. You get maps, a bunch of maps, adventures, really good high quality maps. They've partnered with Mimic Maps, and it's really good stuff. We also have as a sponsor Old Goat Beard Company, and we're giving away tonight a bottle of the beard oil. This is the cedar and leather. What's the one that you have, Chad? Because you have one of these, don't you? Or do you have the balm?
I have the balm, but it's also the cedar and leather.
Andy, you got some. Did you get some last week? Did it arrive yet?
No, I haven't gotten it.
Uh-oh, Andy. What up? You'll get it. The other Andy.
Andy to Andy.
Andy and Andy. This stuff is awesome. It's as Ashley will tell you, a soft beard goes a long way towards having a nice facial hair.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
So-
I've
that
only
could've
seen it in pictures, but someday.
That could have gone real bad, real
It could have, but it was not intended to do that. Although intent doesn't matter. So, anyways, I digress. North Shore DM, you're entered in the drawing. Congratulations.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here. Let's see. Chad, do you have something to tell us about tomorrow night?
I do. Hey, check it out. Tomorrow night, we're going to play Kids on Brooms. It's going to be a good time. Kids on Brooms. What is that, you ask? It's a game where you can play kids, get this, on brooms that do
You don't
magic.
say.
Yeah. So our players are students at a magical academy, and it's great. It's good fun. So join us. There'll be hats. There'll be some interesting things to look forward to tomorrow for the players. Things like a farmer's market and festival. I meant to
Nice.
text you guys that earlier today, but I didn't.
Now we know.
So there you go. Now you know to look forward to
Yay.
that. But yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Sweet.
So you join us tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on this channel.
Hell yeah. Also this week, we have a special community one-shot game of Viking Death Squad. We're coming back with more chaos and metal. We've got a bunch of folks lined up for that. Phantom and Jay will be playing. Vamp Wickman will be there. Flan Blackmore will be there. And, oh my God. Oh, Darth is going to be there. How could I forget Darth? Hi, Darth. So we've got an awesome lineup for Viking Death Squad. Check it out on Saturday night from 6 to 10 p.m.
And
Central Standard Time.
Somebody really cool will be modding it. So
Chad will be modding. There we
don't
go.
don't jack around in the Twitch chat, or I'll be on you.
Do it.
I
Make
don't
'em
know.
work.
That's my
Make 'em
birthday.
work.
I might just jack around.
Is Saturday your birthday?
Just-
Yeah.
I
The second?
wait.
Or
No,
what's-
third.
What's your middle name and your first pet's name and your best
God
friend's
damn
name?
it! Gets me every
Just kidding.
time.
No, don't do it. Don't do
yeah,
it.
no,
Don't tell us
no.
anything except for your social security number. Just kidding. You guys don't hack people's lives. It's not cool on stream. Come on. All right, let's see. Okay, here's one more. I think we have one more. If you guys want to support this, no, we have two more. If you want to support the stream, a couple things you can do. God, we have a lot of announcements. We need to pare this down. We'll have
cool
one
stuff.
post. We'll have one post and that's it. Okay, guys, here it is. Let me focus. I am a little jittery, I have to admit, because I haven't done this for 2 weeks. Yeah, if you want to support the stream, you can do it by following our channel. That basic deal. Just hang out with us, joke around with us in the chat. Have some fun here. If you decide you like what's going on here, subscribe if you want. If you can, we'd love it. You can do clips, because clips are the way that we can save the content long term, because these videos will disappear after a certain amount of time, but the clips stay there and it's fun to share those. And finally, there is a way to influence the game by using bits to purchase advantage for either the DM or the players. And so most of you who play 5e know what that means, but they get basically to roll twice and take the better result of the die. So that's a great way to save these folks from ultimate death. I mean, we know what's going to happen ultimately, right? It's just a matter of time. Or you can help me to destroy them in one fell swoop. So we won't get too much farther than that. The very last thing I want to mention is we are still running our Ukraine fundraiser for the children of Ukraine. Everybody knows what's going on over there. It's horrible. It's ongoing. It's getting worse, not better. And there's a lot of people that have been displaced. So we are working with the Save the Children's relief effort to help to fund their support for the refugees. So if you have the ability to donate, even $5, please do. If not, help spread the word. Share that link that we dropped in the chat with your friends and your family. It's an easy way to make a difference, but it really does go a long way to help these kids. So, man, is the stream over? Is this three? It's been 3 hours already. Jeez. All right, let's
go.
time to go.
Bye.
All right. Well, luckily my recap is really short. So let me do a quick recap, and we'll get into the game here. All right. So in our last episode, the Deg Gang found themselves rubbing elbows, as it were, with Nerisban's elite, mingling with the governor and his guests, banding about theories, rumors, tales with various members of the port's upper crust. Rhunar and Farah ran into an old friend, while Tenoch endeavored to learn a game of skill and perhaps a clue to the strange happenings in this dreadful port town. Back aboard the Good Buddy, Byron was spending an introspective night in the hold, contemplating the madness that has continually threatened his sanity since arriving in Nerisban. Although a brief stay, I'm estimating we've been here for a week at most. Even though it's been like 16 or 17 weeks in real life. Nevertheless, Byron eventually earns his freedom and set about the ship mending and carpentering. The men, somewhat less worried about whether or not Byron would kill them all, ended up joining him in his work, kind of in a show of solidarity. Let's be honest, most of the crew has at one time been locked up in the hold for something. Maybe it wasn't attacking each other, but it was certainly for bad behavior. Rhunar hasn't been there, but the men have. You got to lead by example, you know what I mean? As the night grew long, Byron asked to be locked up again, perhaps concerned that he might find madness overwhelm him. I don't know. Perhaps for a sense of security for his still troubled mind. Back at the party goers spoke with a handful of guests, learning a few pieces of information. And as we closed out the session, Feyre and Rhunar sought to find their halfling companion, Tenoch. Meanwhile, Tenoch was making nice with a businessman named Rodrigo. Inquiring into the methods of dark arcane magics, Rodrigo suggested that Tenoch speak with a man by the name of Gordagar-Tesh. And that, my friends, is where we ended the session. I got to say, for folks who are watching, if you like D&D soap operas, you should go back to our YouTube channel at some point and check out last session's exchange between Feyre and her long-lost lover, Tarn Turborn, the leader of the Red Crows. So, with all of that said, we are now back, my friends, at the old fort in Nerisban. You are at the party, and Tenoch, you have been Gordagar-Tesh has been pointed out to you, and your companions are walking towards you.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do? You see them walking in your direction.
I will go to them.
You're not going to avoid us? I don't know them.
Pretend you don't know us.
That's a good point. I will go. No. I go away from them.
We'll stand off to the side, kind of not around people, so we can sidebar. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Good lingo. That's like
yeah.
party lingo. Nice.
Sidebar.
Tenoch, how's it going up here?
I learned this new game.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Nine
He
ball.
learned a game. And
Nine ball?
Yeah, you hit the little balls into the pockets, and then when you gamble, you can win money.
Ooh.
I won money.
well, clearly he's having a better time than the rest of us.
Also,
Yeah.
I found out. Also, I found out who GT is.
Who is GT?
Who's GT?
Don't look. He's that guy with the widow speak. Don't look.
You see this white-haired guy, as Chad said, a very severe widow's peak with kind of long flowing hair, not quite shoulder length. And he's got a set of glasses that sort of hang low at the moment. Sideburns, really thick gray sideburns to match his hair color.
Nice, like General Burnside sideburns.
Yeah, kind of. And he's talking
Nice.
with a couple of other folks at the moment.
Now, remind me, why were we looking for GT?
So, GT was the person who secretly signed a letter to Dory about some cult bullshit.
Oh, right.
And my guy over here, Rodrigo, who taught me 9-ball and then gave me some money because I'm good at it, I guess. I was, while we were chit-chatting, I was like, hey, if somebody wanted to know about magic and cult bullshit, who would I go talk to? And he pointed out that guy.
Oh,
I don't think I actually said it like that, but you know what I mean?
I'm going to casually glance around. Does it look like we're being noticed or looked at or stared at or anything like that?
Roll a perception check for me.
All right. I have to open my character sheet for that. Hold on.
Oh, no.
Let's see. Can you roll me a
Perception.
d20, Feyre? Please.
sure.
Dave, that's a 22.
Oh, not bad.
13.
13. Okay. So, Rhunar, you cast about the room. You're sort of off on the edge of where the patio meets this great room. Inside the great room, as you look in, there's cigar smoke sort of hanging low in the room. Although the ceilings are quite tall, it looks like there's been a lot of cigar smoke. There are mostly men sort of milling about the room. There's a game of 9-ball taking place. You can hear the crack of the cue ball against the colored balls. You do get the sense that there's a couple of eyes on you from time to time, but you don't get the sense that there's any sort of, with a quick glance. Even with that high roll, you don't seem to get a sense that anybody's like sneaking up on you or like plotting or like giving you any sort of nefarious vibe. But again, it's just kind of a quick look around the room, and you don't feel, it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. Let's put it that way. Farah, you do notice as you kind of look about as Tenoch is talking to you, you can kind of look over his head because he's a halfling, and you do see down at the edge of the grove. You see Tarn talking with somebody. You can't quite see who it is because he's got his back to you, but you can see Tarn. You can see that there's a couple of other people that are listening as well to some kind of a story perhaps that he's telling. They laugh, and you can kind of see him with his hands behind his back. He's kind of holding his hands and wringing them a little bit, which is sort of a telltale sign that he's uncomfortable. He's sort of like got his hands behind on the small of his back.
There's also a woman I met earlier. Her name is Miriam DeVries.
What? Wait, I didn't see that part. Never mind. I was gonna ask about.
She knows about what's the name of the place? The fucking jungle. Yeah, radio. She knows about jungle.
Where you're
she knows
from.
about jungle stuff. Yeah,
She's
right?
into jungles.
Yeah.
She's into jungle stuff.
It's been 2 weeks.
Sweet.
We forgot our backstories.
Yeah.
She's traveled there.
Oh, she speaks the language.
Ah.
I would have to imagine that you don't. It's not a language you pick up if you don't go there.
A lot of people seem to be speaking that
Olman?
particular. Oh, yeah, Olman. I've heard a little bit here and there, but there's been a lot of different people being able to speak Olman here.
I mean, there's a lot of trade centers, even in the
The hold.
the hold of the Sea Princes. There's a lot of forts and trade centers that do business there. So, I have to imagine that this side of the peninsula is similar.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a strange thing, especially for a town this close to the Amedio and sort of on this crossroads between the sort of western edge, sort of extent of the continent, and the eastern edge of the continent, to have quite a diverse array of types.
Because we're pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Like probably a few days sail. Like if you just shot straight across.
I could probably show
Not that
a
I would
map
necessarily
here.
know that, but
So
Sure.
let's do this. Let me show you a map.
I've probably
Whoops.
I've seen a map.
I'm going to show it to you again.
I've
Doesn't
been
matter.
sailing a while.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, it's like you could fucking throw a rock across that.
Let's see. Trying to get the map to update here on the stream because we're just looking at the old
Why
fort.
would they speak Olman in the South Olman Isle?
Yeah, where
There
one
we
hex
go.
is 6 miles.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
it's
wanna-
literally
I didn't wanna
6
point that
miles to
out
the
earlier.
mainland.
All right, so here's where you guys are in
All
Narisbin, right?
Yeah.
And South Fort Azure, which is one place that you've heard about, is over here. This red dotted line is the route that you took to get here.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Real quick, this map, I made it in Incarnate, but it is very much inspired by Anna Meyer, who is the cartographer of Greyhawk, and I think we have a link in the chat here. I had the opportunity to meet her at GreyhawkCon. She's amazing, super fun. We had some awesome cartography conversations. But anyhow, you should check out her Greyhawk map at some point. if you have the opportunity, and you'll see that this is directly pulled from that with a little bit of work in Incarnate.
So, Tenoch, are you also familiar with the Red Crows?
Not sure.
There was that parrot on
There we
whatever
go.
the name of that island was we were on before. That was kind of red, wasn't it?
Cyber Isle.
Oh, no,
Sounds like
not crows that are red, but the group, the Red Crows.
Hmm.
Okay, a lot of them are
Doesn't ring a
here.
bell.
I think at least their captain is here, and I think he probably brought people with him.
Are they a
and
problem?
Well,
maybe.
I mean, we ran into them a bit, a couple times back in Saltmarsh. It was before we met you.
Mhm.
Not a bad group of guys. They're kind of like us, you know, do
Wow.
odd jobs, adventurers, mercenaries.
Well,
Probably a mage or two.
that
We
was
need
the
to-
group that I used to run with, and
Hmm.
they're here, and
But
Is that a problem?
it
Well,
may or may not be a problem.
remember when I got really drunk and I told you that I left my old crew because they were talking with a bounty hunter about turning me back over to them, and so I just took off. And anyway, they're here.
Hmm.
So she thinks, you know, they might have tried to, you know, sell her out.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Like, you saw, Tarn didn't seem like he was lying when he said that was a misunderstanding.
Right, but
But I mean, but I saw.
right. I mean, what do you think? You were
Don't
there.
know. I mean, it was enough to scare me to run for a good 6 months.
Oh, sometimes, even in the jungle, living there as long as I have, we spook at shadows, especially at twilight when it's hard to discern full shapes and depth of field.
As you finish that
safe
bit
than
of
sorry is what you're saying.
as you finish that bit of Amadio wisdom, Fulch Mins comes up from out of nowhere. Well, there you are. Hello,
Oh.
my dear.
Okay, Fulci.
Deg, Tenoch.
Walsh, how you doing?
I was looking for you. It appears as though the governor is interested in having you join him for a drink in his office. I figured you'd be interested.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We would love to.
Very well. Follow me. And he starts guiding you into the great room past two guards that are guarding one of the doors that leads out. They both nod as he works his way in, opening the door, you following him in. And before we get into what happens there, let's go over to the good buddy with Byron. Now, the timelines are a little weird here, Kirk, because, I mean, you've been locked up, and so it's not fully on the same time level, but we can do whatever we want. Let's say we're in the nighttime, which again is the right time. So what are you doing? You're in the hold.
With your rock tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I forgot about
Tumbling
the rock
rocks
tumbler.
and hanging out with Chuck. You're familiar. Baboon.
Yep. So I'm gonna pull out the first rock that I finished tumbling. And actually Chuck's been tumbling it for a little. I took a little nap as the night wore on. So I'm gonna wake up and Chuck's gonna stop tumbling, and I'm gonna open up my rock tumbler, look at the rock. I'm gonna pet Chuck a little bit, look around, realize, oh man, I didn't sleep very much, did I? Walk over to the door, peek out, see if I see anyone outside the door.
Roll a perception check. And did you have them lock you back up or just put you in the room? I don't remember.
You know, I said lock me back up. I don't know whether or not they did.
I don't think
but-
they did. I think they said they didn't want to.
And they gave you your lock picking tools. So...
They gave you, yes, they did. Yep.
$14 on the perception.
You do see someone that's just up the stairs, sort of on a small tripod stool, just sitting there with their back to the wall. You can't quite tell who it is, but there's somebody that maybe is guarding the door or just hanging out. You're not sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go. Pss, 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 pss.
Yeah. What the fuck? It's Tamis.
Oh no. Hey Tamis.
What do you want, man?
I was just
Fuck.
thinking. Do you think anyone else is up still?
A couple of the guys are up. Yeah. We're
Hey,
keeping
well,
a watch
nickel.
after we got in that fight the other day.
Righteous. Yep. Oh yeah. Good call. That's a good idea. What did they have any identifying features on them? Do we know who hit us?
Nah, we don't. They were, let's just say they were sneaky, but not very tough. We kind of fucked them up. But
did
Emil
we keep
got
any
his
of 'em?
ass kicked. Nah,
Oh,
they
yeah, I
ran.
know.
Yeah, Emil got his ass kicked.
Oh man.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah, well, I don't want to pull anyone away from guard duty, but do the guards who are on duty right now want to come down and play some cards or something?
Maybe. Why don't you go ask them?
All right. I'll just open the door, and walk out.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
this
walk
is-
right past him. He doesn't try to stop you or anything.
Yeah. Why are you? I'll stop as I'm walking past them and I'll look at him. So like, what are you guarding here?
Supposed to tell Fritz if you leave.
Oh, do you want to go see if he wants to play some cards too?
Nice sleeping.
Uh,
That's why I'm not going to tell him nothing right now.
Oh, okay. Good call. All right, I'll pop up top, find the guys on guard duty.
It's the honor system.
Fucking A. You well, it is now because they, like that whole episode where he was working with them and stuff. He kind of won them back
And paid
over a little
them.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not
Yeah.
they're not too worried. So you see Kyle, he's the half orc member of the crew, and you see that one fucking guy, and they're just talking, smoking pipes on the deck. It's a fairly clear night, but the moons are not shining. It's dark.
Huh.
There's not a lot of moonlight, and there's not a ton of starlight, which is strange for what you might expect.
Interesting. I'll pop up to where they're smoking pipes, and I'll just kind of stand behind them and listen to what they're talking about.
Are you gonna try to sneak up on him?
Not really sneak up, just like nonchalant, like not a big deal. Like walk up, just kind of join their little group.
Yeah, you walk up and they sort of just nod at you as you join them, and they're talking about, a bender that they had in some port town somewhere and how they almost got, caught up by the law, but this was back in the day when they were running the ship as more of a pirate operation before they went honest with the Deg Gang. Mostly.
Well, so guys, here's what I've had some benders. I was thinking, you guys want to come play some cards or something? Down in my locked room.
We'll just play cards up here and then we can keep watch.
Okay, yeah, good call. Should we get Tamis up here?
Fuck that guy. He always
Okay.
wins.
I don't notice that.
Oh, really? Tamis!
Oh yeah.
Take him for everything he's got tonight.
Okay, yeah, easy.
All right, so you guys get a game of cards going. Is there anything else that you want to do besides play cards with these guys?
For now, I'll try to help them with watch at the same time. So I'll be like playing cards, but I'll also be scoping out the horizon.
Okay.
And I'll play with my shield in hand just to give myself a little bonus on that perception, just in case. Maybe
Okay.
it'll help me take some money from Tamis.
All right, that sounds excellent. Let's why don't you roll a perception check for me for the watch? I'll say with disadvantage because you're playing a card game.
And the shield gave me advantage, so straight roll.
Yep. That works.
I'll go with the first one in the line and 15.
Okay, roll a d12 for me.
An 11.
Okay. You don't see anything troubling. There are many ships that are anchored in the harbor right now. As you recall, there has been sort of an influx of traffic over the last 2 days, roughly. But the only thing you notice is that it's just very, very dark. The skies are very dark, which is maybe a little different than what you'd expect, as I mentioned before. And we'll come back to your card playing after we jump back over to the party. So you guys follow Falch into a door, and he kind of leans forward, and it's this beautiful oak door with all kinds of carvings in it of like a woodland scene of nymphs and large trees kind of arching together, forming a canopy, and like deer and birds perch. It's very, very beautiful, very nicely made. As everything in this place, there's beautiful wainscoting along the walls, and even like a tapestry wallpaper in parts of the house that's very tasteful. But he opens the door and says, "I'll be on the patio when you're done." And he looks at you, Feyre. "I would love to spend some more time with you."
I would enjoy that as well.
"I'll be outside." And you walk in, and you see the governor.
And all the angles, man.
The governor is sitting at his table, a desk, if you will, and he gets up. "Ah, yes, welcome, Deg. Please, friends, sit." And he gestures over to a sitting area where there's a long couch made of some sort of animal hides and a table, sort of a knee-height table. And he grabs a bottle off of his little bar area and a couple of glasses and sets them down on the table. "Well, I trust you're having a good time. The gala."
Beautiful. Everything is lovely. The food, the drinks.
"Ah, yes, of course. How did you have a chance? My favorite. Did you have a chance to try the? Fuck, I should have had this up. Did you have a chance to try the minted plantain chowder?"
Dig?
I don't believe I got to try that one.
Roll a deception check. It's my favorite, and the the main course is about to be served in just a little bit.
15.
He doesn't really pay much attention, even if you weren't telling the truth. He doesn't seem to care too much if he noticed it. But he gestures for you to sit down. You sit. He pours drinks, and he turns to you, Deg. After everybody has a drink, he raises his glass and he says, "This, my friends, is a wonderful vintage of snowberry wine. Very rare. Something I had one of my men picked up on a trip north. Appellation would be the foothills of the Yatil Mountains in the Belvederan Valley. Never been there myself, but they do make a delectable wine. Please." He cheers. He hoists his glass to fruitful endeavors in Nerisbin and success in your business dealings. Please.
Here.
I mean, I'm gonna wait for him to like drink it because I'm just and then drink it and say, "I'm sorry, I've already had the gut punch once." And I just wanted to be
horrible
sure.
stuff. Yes. No, this is much gentler. And as you do sip it, it's this dark purple liquid that tastes similar to cranberry juice, but it's got a little bit of bitterness because it's from a grape, right? So there's a little bit of bitterness from the skin, and Tenoch, you were having some sort of like really heavy hitting liquor earlier when you were smoking cigars and stuff. This adds a nice sort of like mellow topping to that, but you're feeling pretty good at this point. It's not super high potency, But
Sure,
it does taste
buzzed
really
out.
good. Black currant, and herbal flavors, that kind of thing. It's very appealing. So tell me, Deg, you and the good lady have indicated that you are here on behalf of the West Wind Trading Company. What type of business dealings are you interested in dabbling in? There's much to get involved with here.
Well, I think we had in mind like goods from the region, from the Amadio and Nerisban, and possibly sailing them north to sell, and likewise trade from the north back to the south.
Very good. This sounds very on par with what Dralian himself had sent word about. I've never met the man personally. He had not made it here, but his emissaries had made contact. I was, as I mentioned, saddened to hear that he had died. I was always curious why Dralian was so interested in the Ullmans and Nerisban, so far away from, well, the Keeland Empire. There's so much prosperity there. I was always curious what he was seeking.
Well, I think you are underestimating their deep and rich culture here in the Ullmans, and we just don't have anything
Please,
like
I am
that
not
in the North.
underestimating my culture. It is quite rich and interesting. I agree with you. I just feel that Dralian was particularly
Insight check.
interested in tales of the Amadio, artifacts of the Amadio. I found that to be quite interesting.
You
Yes,
think he
that's true.
He was a treasure seeker?
I don't know. I know he sought wealth. I know he sought business dealings, but I don't know. I always found it curious. He asked many questions about lost civilizations of the Amadio. Quite interesting.
Jungle does hide many secrets.
Right.
Indeed.
I think that was an aspect to it, possibly some kind of antique trade, or, there's a lot of interest for that kind of thing among the more wealthy,
The
I guess
lords
you
of
could
the
say.
North.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous business, carrying off artifacts from dangerous places to bring them to other places to put on display for the wealthy. Dralian didn't strike me as a colonialist. But again, I didn't know the man.
Well, yeah, he was a businessman and a collector, and pretty savvy guy. I mean, I didn't know him very well, but from what I did know, he seemed like I don't know, just a upstanding citizen of Saltmarsh.
Yes.
Upstanding citizens, shithole little town.
This
Bullshitting,
little
sorry.
podunk. Little podunk town.
Mhm.
What was, you said you were gonna do? You wanted to incite something,
I was,
Tenoch? Was it?
mostly it was a joke when he was
Oh.
like, "My culture is rich."
Well, he is
Incite
rich,
check.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
You know what? I take that back. I would love to get a kind of like how like I get a feeling Tenoch gets a feeling that a lot of what he's peddling is BS. But I want to do a sniff check
Okay. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
as it were. Yeah, 9. I'm totally buying it. 9 ties. Rollsies.
All right, do it. I rolled a 9. Chad rolled a 9. Let's do rollies.
It's just a D20, right?
Yep. Just a straight D20. Well, you can add your bonus. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, natural 1. Okay, so you get the sense that he is a very proud man of the people, You don't get the sense that he's making any sort of false claim. Whether or not he's bullshitting you is on anything in general. You get the sense that he's probably bullshitting. Like he's definitely a pompous guy. So you don't know what he might
talking
be.
himself up.
Yeah, and you don't know what he might be bullshitting about, but you definitely get the sense that he is. He says to you, he turns back to you, Rhunar, and says, I've looked into a bit of your activity since you've been here. A wild bunch you run with, to be sure. My biggest hesitation, Deg, to be quite frank with you, is to do business with someone who's sent by a man, Dralian perhaps, that also sent a man to do business with me who turned out to be a murderer. You can see how I could be concerned about that particular detail. What do you know of this Solana?
Well, he was to be our contact when we arrived here, so it came as a great surprise to us as well that, to find him in the circumstance we found him in.
And find him you did. I heard that you were visitors to the man's cell in the Hoppener prison.
That's right. We did get in to see him. But I gotta say, we didn't... he wasn't very talkative. Let's just put it that way. Seemed... I don't know. I don't have a good word for it. Possessed. Preoccupied.
Obsessed.
Obsessing over imagery.
Affected.
What's your take on it, Deg? If we are to do business together, I feel as though I need to understand, perhaps, Solana's obsession.
Well, just in speaking with some friends of his, some associates, they say he started acting strange, almost like he was not himself. That kind of thing happen around here every now and then?
There is crime like any other port, but murders of the extent and gruesomeness. I'm told it's been dealt with. He's behind bars, but as a man of Dralian's Westwind emissaries, there's something, a connection there. It concerns me a bit, that's all. I recommend that you, tread lightly, carefully perhaps.
Now, you said it was taken care of, but it is our understanding that there was another identical murder after Solana was locked up.
I am not aware of this. Are you certain? I was told by my Iron Watch that things were squared away with this. Now, murders are not...
They are not squared away. Somebody is hiding something from you, I think.
We viewed the crime scene ourselves.
Yes, we did do a little bit of looking into it. Trying to figure out what happened to Solana.
I spoke with one of the neighbors, and he said he witnessed it.
Witnessed the murder?
The recent one that happened when the comet went across.
The comet, yes. People are speaking of the comet as some portent of something terrible to come. I personally don't believe in superstitions of that kind, but my dear, murders are not unheard of in these places. What makes you think that it's connected?
It sounded identically gruesome.
Matched a pattern.
Did you report this to the Iron Watch?
They already knew about it when we went to visit Solana.
Interesting. Well, nevertheless, there was eyewitnesses, is my understanding, that Solana was the culprit for murders. That is taken care of. We have attempted to question him, as I've been told. Of course, I haven't met the man myself since before the mess. Well, I will certainly talk with the Iron Watch. My man, why can't I find his name here in my notes? Trimbath Pierce. I'm sure he'll get this all sorted out some level.
Are you also aware of the that dark fog over the poor part of town?
The froth.
The froth.
Of course, Lowtown has been plagued by poor air quality for decades, longer than I've been here. Yes, it is quite a problem. That part of Nurisban seems to be receding into the ocean.
Have you been there recently?
Oh no, my dear, I do not spend time in the Lowtown.
Well, the fog isn't seemingly regular fog. It has affected several people with blindness.
That's strange. Interesting.
It seems it might be a magical fog.
Yes, I can attest to this personally. It affected me,
In what way?
blinded me temporarily until I left the area. It fills some people with rage.
Some
you're-
people? Which
you're
people?
Sometimes plagued with visions of things that aren't really there.
Oh, my. This is troubling.
Have you had any problems in that part of town?
Well, that's where these murders took place.
That's where all the murders
Right.
Your contact Solana, who went mad with rage.
But
You're now telling me that members of your own group have had similar experiences. This is troubling indeed, Deg. There are more murders. You show up in town. I mean, I'm not accusing you, but this is strange indeed. I would recommend that you maybe stay out of the froth for the time being.
I'd like to. That place sucks.
Yeah, we have no intention of going back there.
When do you intend to leave Nurisban?
What if we could fix it?
Fix it. In what way?
I mean, what if we smoke the rats out?
Something.
I am
we believe
confused now.
Something is causing this effect
Hmm.
in the froth, and he's suggesting that someone might be able to fix it, clean it up a bit, so that the citizens of Narisban are no longer afflicted with these horrible things and murders.
This does sound like quite the proposal indeed. What makes you think that you'll be able to change something that's been slowly edging towards its current state for decades?
I mean, mostly intention. Perhaps there's a problem that's been overlooked, that's been obfuscated.
I sense that you may have a theory.
We have prey.
I'm sorry, that might be a strange translation from Ullman.
Yes, we have something we would like to eat. I mean, yes, we have a theory.
I think he's saying that we suspect we know what is causing this, or at least where it is.
Interesting. Well, this is quite the conversation from merchant dealings to neighborhood healings. I don't know. I like rhymes.
Yeah. Well, it took us by surprise.
Well,
Yes.
you
For
see, we did the same thing as you. We came into town. We looked up our contact, found he had gone crazy, thought that was very strange, and began investigating,
Yes.
the area and what had happened and who he spoke with. And it led us to a number of hypotheses about this was being caused by something or someone or some ones. And I do think it would be better for Nerisban if it were fixed.
Well, I will tell you this. The port of Nerisban has never been more prosperous, my dear. And if indeed there are some aid that you may lend to the Iron Watch, I encourage you to seek out Trembath and communicate with him. Anything that you know, I'm sure he and his men can take care of it from there. I think, in this case, focusing on the matter at hand, Deg, let's get you connected. You, I assume, with the dealings you've had with Fulch, that you have resources available to make purchase of some of our fine goods here, to take them north to sell. I am willing to entertain a renewed relationship with the Westwind Trading Company.
And
There will be some contractual details to work out, but I'll leave that to you and Fulch.
Would you, by any chance, be looking for, I don't know, antiquities or goods from the Amadio, by any chance?
Well, I mean, I am a bit of a collector myself. That is part of the reason I think that Dralian and I saw eye to eye on things. Yes, indeed. I mean, there are riches beyond your imagination in the Amadio jungle. It is a dangerous place. And it is also a place where the extraction of items of unknown origin and unknown power is very dangerous. There are peoples there who have protected these treasures for centuries. They should not be overlooked. They should not be taken advantage of. These are their lands. Master Tenoch, you know this.
Yeah, we're not interested in conquest of any sort. We are merchants, but we've been known to take some risk here and there.
Well, there are many
acquiring
adventures that to be had there, no doubt. I recommend perhaps you speak with Master Loquid, who has dealings in Fort South Azure. He is well connected, although he is quite an ornery bastard from time to time. Deal with him sternly in your negotiations. That's my recommendation.
Master Loquid. Yes, I spoke with him already.
Ah, good. Good. Well, you are making headway then, Deg. I can see why Dralian chose you, and he winks.
Oh, he winked at you.
A knowing wink.
I'm gonna look around. You say you had some antiquities from the area. Do you have any you care to show?
Ah, well. Most of the important things are hidden away, as you might guess.
Yeah, of course.
But I do have some beautiful tapestries. I prefer to work with the local communities to bring resources to bear for their well-being in exchange for things that are useful to us. And he gets up for a minute and he walks over. There are certain things that have been given to me as gifts. He pulls out. Roll a D100 for me. Let's go old school with this.
23.
Well, D1000.
No, just 100 is fine. I did see some dice though that were like D200s at the.
They're
at the
golf
con.
balls.
It was crazy, and it takes forever for them to stop anything. A 23.
Yep.
Let's see here. Okay. He pulls out a strange. That's kind of dark. He pulls out a yellowish staff.
That's kind of dark.
And he he holds it up. It's in a case. It's sealed in a case, right? It's not like he's not wielding it around. And he holds out and you can tell he's like, this is carved from a human femur bone. Dreadful, but given as a gift carved perhaps from a tribal rival. Very brittle, but the ends, as you can see, and he kind of holds it up so you can look at it, are very sharp. The man who gave it to me, his name was Tigarius, an Olman tribal chief, a good man. Roll
Very impressive.
Let's see. Ashley, why don't you roll a D100 for me? He'll show off a couple of things.
46.
Okay. I can see Byron hearing this through the mists back at the Good Buddy.
There's ancient
there's
relics
loot.
there.
Wait,
Can we?
Oh, God.
Can we get some? I want.
We have ancient relics at home.
He
Yeah,
says,
right.
This,
Show him. Yeah, show him your double spear.
Yeah. he can
this
play with the blood
this
spear.
one's weird, and he pulls out this leather bag that has beadwork around it, very colorful beadwork, from the same tribal group. And he opens the bag and pours it out, and there are 7 green and white nuts. Tenoch, roll a nature check for me as you
Sure.
see these. They are definitely from the Amadio, but the Amadio is a large place with a vast, diverse flora and fauna. So
It's true. Yeah, 19.
you
19 to know your nuts.
you know these nuts. You've seen these nuts before.
Right?
They have many different names based on where you are in the Amadio. For in the Indira Valley where you're from, they're called
Where I'm from, they're called. Oh boy, squanuts.
Squana. They're called Squana. Squana nuts. And you know that they are enchanted.
Boy, nice.
Where you
Magic
come from,
nuts.
you don't know if they're exactly the same variety, but what
Okay.
you know of them and what he tells you now is that allegedly, I've never done this because I'm not interested in becoming a squirrel. If you eat one of these nuts, it will turn you into a green and white squirrel. For a couple of hours is what it said. Supposedly you're supposed to be able to seek out and detect magical properties of things. Very strange. I think it's more legend and lore, but very interesting nonetheless. I like that. Let's
It's
see.
true.
Chad, why don't you roll a D100 for me? What's up, Jason?
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy. Hope everything's going well with you. The Madcap 23, nice to see you. TTRPG Academy.
40.
40. Okay.
40.
He bids you follow him as you get up with your drinks, which he's probably refilled at this point. And you walk over to the corner of the room. And as you do, you walk over and you can see that there are really beautiful paintings on the walls of different. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for the subscription, the resub, much appreciated. You see that there are bookshelves with leather-bound books. There are paintings on the wall of that have the visage of admirals that look like officers in naval fleets. Various officers. Some of them actually kind of look like the governor himself.
Mhm.
But he bids you come, and he shows you an iron brazier that has 3 short pipes attached to it. Just filled with embers and ash. And he talks about the legend of this brazier, the Ilarian brazier. It is said that with the right incantation, you can, from these ashes and this debris, rise a golem that will obey your commands. Of course, I don't know what the incantation is, so can't really help me much, but it is quite beautiful, is it not?
Oh, it is very nice.
It's amazing. And all of these were things you purchased from the Amadio.
Yes. Well, were gifts given to me. There is one that was found. This is interesting. Kirk, roll a D100 for me. This will be the last one.
Well, he's doing that.
Hey,
I would
Phantom,
say.
thank you so much. Thank you for the gifting of the gift subs. You are, man. I had so much fun with Rob at the at Gary Con, dude. We laughed our butts off, and I'm excited to hear, Rob, that you're going to be joining us next year for the Order of the Owl game. I heard a little rumor. What'd you get, Kirk?
Got a 22.
Nice. He says this year was found by some of our scouts as they were seeking some additional trade routes through the deeper portions south of South Fort Azure. This is called the Ixicodal Medallion. Very interesting item. And you look at it, and it's sort of it's on a stand, right? Sort of on a display stand, and the low light of the room kind of causes it to glimmer a little bit, and there's this golden margin around it that's engraved with runes, some sort of strange arcane lexicon, and at the center is carved sort of this strange, I don't know, it's hard to tell by looking at it, but it looks to be some sort of an animal with multiple heads, perhaps, or multiple appendages, perhaps, and there is at the center a translucent sapphire gem. This was quite the find. I asked the peoples of the tribe if they knew what it was, and none of them spoke of it. It was unknown to them. Perhaps an artifact from some more ancient place in time. But nevertheless, I do appreciate a good artifact from time to time.
It's beautiful.
Likely to be quite valuable as well, I'm thinking, but I would never part with it. It's there's something about it. It's special. Nevertheless,
Well, how about we make a wager?
Can I read it?
If we can get rid of your murder problem, would you gift it to us?
my dear. Why would you want to get yourselves embroiled in local criminal investigations? Just make
Well-
money. You have an opportunity here.
We're just curious people who tend to ferret out the truth of things.
You may get into some trouble yourselves if you do. I would suggest relaying what you do know to Trembath Pierce, of course. The Commandant of the Iron Watch, and perhaps he will take care of the problem. And if the information that you have provided is in any way useful, which I'm absolutely sure it would be, my dear, I would certainly be willing to entertain you again to my estate for drinks and more of a private dinner, but I certainly cannot part with any of these items. These are far too valuable to me and my family.
Would you like me to identify it?
No, I think it's okay.
You could have your own golem.
That I'm
May I-
afraid of, terrified of, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna pass on the golem.
Can I do an insight check for when he was like basically like stay out of it? If that was a veiled threat, or if that was like don't trouble your pretty little head.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
You guys don't seem dangerous enough to deal with our backwater
Oh.
troubles. You'll end up in a gumbo pot.
Not
Ooh.
good. 7.
7.
Ouch.
So the sense that you get is that it's not a threat. He's far too politically savvy to make a threat, but I think he's more along the lines of like, why would you bother
Okay.
dealing? You know, he still doesn't believe the theory that you have that it's connected. He has faith in his. You get the sense that he has faith in the Iron Watch, that they've taken care of things. Basically, why would you trouble yourself when you have an opportunity to make money? Don't get into trouble.
And when traveling to the Amadio, are there any goods that the local people value that we could bring to them for trade? Anything you'd recommend?
It is a good question. The port itself would be happy to receive foodstuffs, construction implements. They have, of course, plenty of lumber to work with, but tools, perhaps liqueurs, drinks. The people deeper in who are native residents of the jungle don't seem to be troubled with the things of our value, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
I think when engaging,
Look at Tenoch.
be
Yeah, I can understand
honorable. Yeah, they value honor and they value respect. And it'll be, well, you have Master Tenoch with you. It should be fairly easy for you to navigate, although there are cultural differences amongst the different peoples of the Amadio. You should have an advantage in relation to other groups that you might encounter.
It is wise advice. It is true. We are not all the same.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, I am excited to see what this relationship can bring to Narisbin, to myself, of course, but to my family and to the people here. We do fancy ourselves as a burgeoning powerhouse in the south, but we shall see. Oh, all of you folks to the north seem to be mucking about with territorial disputes. We'll avoid all that, perhaps, and just do business. Yes?
I try to avoid that myself, yes.
Indeed. Well, he stands up. Unless there's anything else you'd like to ask, I think our dealings are done here.
I would like to make a note of where he puts that medallion back, just in case I need to know that later.
Okay, absolutely. You see where he puts it. It's on a stand over on the side table in front of a beautiful bookshelf filled with all kinds of books.
When he showed it to us, you said there was like writing and glyphs and runes or whatever on it.
Mm-hmm.
Was that anything that I, as a magic person, recognize?
You could roll a perception check because you had just kind of a brief glimpse at it.
Okay.
You didn't really have time to do an investigation of it, but yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. Natural 20.
Damn.
So here's what you know right away when you see it. It is a language. It is a written form that you believe to be Olman, but it's different than Olman.
Okay.
In other words, what you know with that amazing roll is not what it says, but that it is unique in the sense that you don't know what it says.
Lots of
make
us
sense?
don't really have written languages, so.
Right. Yep.
Now, Dave, is that something like that we talked about last game with maybe Eleanor Lovage?
Talked about what?
A medallion.
Oh, something that
The
Solana found?
Hexaconal medallion.
I don't think so, but I don't fully remember if you did or not.
I have
I don't think so.
hexaconal medallion written in my notes from last
Yeah,
time, but
I know
it's
you
like
do.
by itself.
Yeah. Nope. You don't know anything
Okay.
about it. Yep. You don't
All
know anything
right.
about it.
Okay.
Yet.
Correct.
All right. Okay. I just know that looks expensive.
Do you guys have any other questions for him? Anything else you want to try to learn? We don't need to role play it. Just if you have something you want to ask, just what is it,
How
and
do
I
you
can.
feel about cults? No. Like a part of me is like, tell me what you want. But the other part is like, no, probably don't.
Yeah.
He seems like a I'm gonna stay in my castle kind of guy, and doesn't know shit.
So should we just speak to Fulch Mintz about finalizing some kind of trade agreement or dealings?
Absolutely, yes. He will. He handles all of my business, as I said before. I just wanted to speak a little bit more about your intentions. I have my reservations about, well, the situation with Solana, and I get a different sense from you.
Could you tell me what the plan is for Solana?
Well,
We're holding him.
exactly. We want to make sure he's not a threat, but we also want to get information from him. Find out what was driving him. Our wardens have been working with him. You saw him. You know he's a difficult man to communicate with.
Yes, we made some small headway with him, but kind of impressed your guard, actually.
People just like talking to me for some reason.
She has
I'm
a way.
sure they do. You are a joy to converse with, no doubt about it. We want to know the motivations, but ultimately, it is pretty clear that he will be executed, but we would like him to be of sound mind at that moment, if possible. We don't, we're not in a hurry to put him to the gallows. But the people of Narisbin will ultimately request that happen and demand it, that justice be served. Unfortunately, we do have eyewitnesses that can attest and will be testifying to that very fact. So,
Yes, that's what we understand. Yeah, I mean, what we mainly want to know is, the information that he had for us, as our contact here.
indeed.
So that's about the extent of it.
It seems as though there is a lot locked up in his head that could be useful to us all. It would be a shame to allow all that knowledge to fade away.
Well, I could always stop by again and see if we could get any more out of him if you would give your permission.
I think that would be a definite possibility. I would have you speak with Emil Trantor, the warden.
I believe we met him once before. Did we? I don't know.
No, we have not met him, but several people directed us to speak with him.
If he deems it reasonable and of value, he would grant you access. If you have trouble, let me know.
All right. Well, then I think we shall leave you to this lovely party and your other guests.
Very well. Thank you. Good day, Deg,
Yes. Enjoy your evening,
milady,
and thanks for having us.
Master Tenoch.
Wonderful party.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, as you're leaving the room,
With my cane.
just so classy. You can hear he sets down the glass on his desk and sits back down. You can hear sort of the cushion sort of crunching as he sits. And as you walk out, there is another individual, a man who appears to be of elven descent, who is walking through the hall, guided by what appears to be one of the attendants. Remember, you guys had an attendant at one time who was sort of guiding you through. So a similarly dressed individual, but in this case, what appears to be a younger man, is guiding the elf back to see the governor. And he just he doesn't even really look at you as he walks by, his nose up and kind of snooty as he walks past you. And you make your way back out to the stateroom through the guarded door. The door shuts behind you. and you are now on the patio again. And we're gonna jump back over to the good buddy here because I feel like Kirk is twiddling his thumbs. Kirk, what's going on, buddy? You doing okay over there?
You know, I'm just playing some cards, winning some money from Tamis.
All right, everybody roll a d20. Kirk, give me a gold value
of us?
number. Everybody roll a
just-
Because
d20.
we're playing the cards.
Two gold.
Okay. And Kirk, you roll a d20 too. The highest person wins.
I got
What
a
do-
16.
I rolled a 7.
11.
Big
I
winner.
rolled a 2.
All right, so Tamis wins again, just like the guy said.
Son of
God dang it, that's my
Ashley's
last
playing
of
for
my money.
Tamis. Well, it is what it is. Fucking A. Everybody's like, come on, Tamis. God. And then they get up and they all walk away. And you're standing there by yourself now.
All right, at this point, I
Broke.
will look at my empty pocketbook. I will walk back down past where Tamis was sitting before, walk back into my cell, sit down, pull the door shut, lock it from the inside with my lockpick set, and I will start messing around with Drellion's journal some more.
Okay. Go ahead and roll some journal
Oh, big money.
investigation.
I will also use my magnifying glass, Dr. Graz, that is.
Dr. Gra's special magnifying glass. Oh, good old Dr. Gra. What a guy.
Dr. Girl.
Ooh,
A 14.
14. Oof. Well, the first hour of study doesn't go well. As you do this over a short rest, you're tight. I mean, it is like so late right now. You can barely keep your eyes open.
Maybe, maybe I'll just curl back up, fall back asleep, wait for the rest of the crew to get here.
All right, cool. Kirk, Byron falls asleep really fast. And Chuck is just kind of licking his face at some point in the middle of the night. But it's really cute. And there's everybody who might see it is like, aw. And we're going to go ahead and take a break because we need a break. We need a bio break here. We're halfway through the session. Really quick, everybody, want to thank you all for being here. We do have a fundraiser going on right now for Ukraine refugees. So we encourage you to get involved with that either by making a donation if you can, or helping spread the word, sharing the link with your friends and family, and encouraging them that this is a really easy way to give a few bucks. Even a few bucks can make a big difference. We have a giveaway going on too. Our sponsors at CZ RPG have given us a wonderful PDF to give away. Let's see if I can actually bring that up here. There it is. Rockfort, which is a one-shot adventure. It's really detailed. It's got a lot of options and really cool ways to spin it into different stories. I think you could play it multiple times and have different stories come out of it. So we also have, we're giving away, because of our other sponsors at Old Goat Beard Company, we'll be giving away a dropper of their oil, which is great. This one is the cedar and leather. I've been using it quite a bit. I used it while I was at GaryCon, and I smelled real good. So definitely check that out. Old Goat is pretty awesome. So we really appreciate their sponsorship. We're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. So hang tight. We will see you shortly. Thank you for being here. There we are. Hi. Hey, everybody. We're back from our break, and we're going to get back into this. Now, we've been talking a little bit during the break. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of speed things up a little bit, and we're going to go around the table here and have folks say, you know, what kind of information or interactions do they want to have at the party. and then we'll sort of roll to adjudicate some of that. So, who wants to start? Roll initiative. Everybody, roll initiative.
Ooh.
Let's do this the old-fashioned way.
Boom. Natural 20.
Nice. Natural
23.
20. Byron's got an 18. Wow, you guys are rolling really great initiative. Ooh,
23.
rollies. Runar
Rollies.
and Tenoch. Let's get
Not
a rollies
natural
going.
20 though.
Oh, there's a natural
Another
20.
natural 20.
Wow,
Fuck it, Rhunar.
2 of them?
Just wait.
Yeah, roll it.
Oh,
You almost got a natural 1. That was
yeah.
just it was
20,
so close.
but not natural.
That was so many
20.
natural 20s. Holy shit. All right, so Tenoch, we'll start with you.
Oh,
Who would you like to talk to, and what would what do you want to talk to him about? I'm assuming
let
it's
me,
sort of like a question, some sort of information that you want to gather before we move on from the Gala. Because we could literally, I think we could play a Gala, Beyond Saltmarsh Gala edition for like probably like 3-4 more weeks if we're not careful. We've been at it for a bit, but it's been great. We've got some good stuff
I'm
going.
gonna be honest. We would get real thin. I don't know that I would come back.
I don't even know what that means, but
go.
go ahead.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, so sad.
No, I'm a man of action.
Take action then. Let's see it. What do you got?
Yeah. So I would like to talk to Mirian.
Okay.
Mirian
Mirian DeVries.
Yeah. I would like to probably a couple of things. I would like to find out kind of what she knows, about continent stuff, on the peninsula. Comings and goings, maybe who has dealings. I'd probably be like, oh hey, like we were just hanging out with the governor and he's like showing us this stuff, like where can we, like who else deals in cool stuff like that. And I'd probably say something, maybe as the convo kind of warmed up, maybe ask her thoughts on some of the people around the party. Like, a few people have pointed me out to this Gordagar Tesh guy. Like, what's his deal? Obviously, I'm from out of town. I don't know. Like, I would ask about maybe a couple of people, but then I would also make a point to ask maybe if she knows anything about that guy as well, because that's who I really want to know about.
Okay, well let's slow down a bit. Let's take
Okay.
these one at a time.
One at a time.
Yeah. So first
on
of all, you're asking about dealings in the Amadio and people who you might be able to deal to contacts that you might make there. Is that?
Yeah, like who?
Okay.
Yeah, like if somebody was looking to get in on this kind of trade.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
All right. Do I use my advantage on this one, or do I say that? I'm gonna save it. Let's see how we start out the rolls. Nice.
good.
19.
She will tell you of a solid contact that she has. Now, as she describes this, you get the sense that she has spent a considerable amount of time on a sailing ship, that she is not a resident of Nerisban. She has been traveling with a group of sailors, and you get the sense that she's also quite a formidable, I guess sailor is the word, but not really. But she's very formidable and knowledgeable about maritime travel and that sort of thing. She tells you in Fort South Azure there is a reliable contact named Quinn Tigerberry, a green-skinned wood elf who has been known to guide people into the deeper parts of the Amadio in that particular region. Do you mention any other names besides the governor's to gain leverage with her in this conversation?
I don't know. I guess I don't know that I feel strongly enough about like the in this initial point of context. But what I might do, because when we initially met, she did seem interested in, I guess, feasibly either in my Amadio-ness as a native, or in my gun show. Sometimes it's hard to discern the two from each other.
Yeah, I mean, invariably, you know, you guys, she asks you questions. We're not going to role play it out because we're sort of like moving through this a little bit faster. But yeah, you guys have a conversation that's cordial. And she asks you for information, perhaps about where you're from. Maybe asks you about some of the tattoos that you have. You don't get the sense that she's like attracted to you necessarily, but more curious about where you come from.
Yeah.
Like your background and your tribal connections. That would be what she'd be interested in.
I guess I would leverage that, you know. I would tell her, I wouldn't necessarily give away like where we're from, but I would tell her a little bit about us.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
Yeah. Just a little bit of knowledge. Okay, and then the other thing you were going to ask about is what her thoughts were on Gordagar, Tesh.
Yeah, like I would ask about a couple of people, but I'm like, obviously I'm really interested in Tesh.
Right. Yeah, so she kind of laughs a bit as you mention his name, and she says that he seems very sus. She gets a very strange sense of his intentions and motivations. She has she's not a socialite, so she's unclear about what his standing is with the governor, but she believes him to be very close with the governor.
Probably close to the governor. Okay.
Let's see. Let me just make sure that I don't miss anything that she would know about him. She also mentions that he knows quite a bit about the Amadio jungle. He seems to be a bit of a scholar.
Okay.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use advantage. I don't even know what this is for. I don't care. Also the wall, double 16s.
Nice. She adds that it is said, although she has not confirmed this, that Gordagar Tesh is from lands to the east, somewhere on the Tilvano Peninsula.
Of course he is.
And is, but that's all she knows.
Okay.
Yep.
Tilvano Peninsula to the east.
Anything else from Tenoch? We can come back to if you need a moment to think of stuff. I just want to make sure you guys have an opportunity to get what you need.
Tenoch might try to talk to Tesh, but we can come back to that if we want to make a round.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's see. Rhunar, I think you were next in the initiative.
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
I think I want to try to talk to the captain of the guard.
Okay. All right. So you approach Trembath Pierce, who is wearing sort of a more of like a ceremonial armor, but you get the sense that he's kind of on the clock, like he's not drinking. but he receives you. He knows who you are, of course. And you have a conversation with him. What exactly are you seeking to learn from Trembath?
Just if I can, I'm going to bring up hearing about murders in the area and asking, and how it has happened after they apparently caught Solana, and just asking if he has any theories as a concerned captain in the area. I don't know.
Sure, that makes sense. Roll a let's see. Roll an investigation check.
Right. 14.
First of all, you get the sense that he is frustrated. He's a frustrated civil servant who has dedicated his career to trying to keep some sense of order. He talks about how the froth has been almost disregarded by the governor and the elite of Nerisban, and that his men are spend fewer and fewer patrols in that area. He's under the impression that they cleaned up the problem with the Lantern Ghost Killer by capturing and imprisoning Solana. The recent single murder, he is aware of it, but doesn't appear to be particularly concerned. Murders happen in the froth, not regularly, but it's not unheard of for someone to get mugged and it to go awry. He is, however, extremely concerned about reports of a giant lizard that had been wreaking havoc in some of the warehouse areas, and the fact that Mr. Dory's warehouse was burned to the ground in an apparent attack just the night previous. During that conversation, I think I would have you roll a deception check to kind of hide your concern as he talks about these things, because you know what these things are.
Fucking pyromaniac lizards.
The dragon. Breathe.
Right.
Deception.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Just a T-Rex with two like big lighters for arms.
No. I knew I said, can I use my advantage?
Not after the fact.
Yeah. That's right.
So what did you roll? Just for the people watching.
A natural one for a total of 2.
Ooh.
Oh, man. He immediately grows suspicious, and you can tell that his tone changes in the conversation. And he starts to ask you questions about where you were last night. Like he starts giving you the rundown. Roll a charisma saving throw.
I'm going to use my advantage this time.
All right. Oh, that was bad luck. I'm sorry. So sorry.
Charisma saving throw. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
The dice have given poorly.
Come on.
Ooh!
Good.
Natural
Wow.
20. What?
For a total of 23.
You are surprised at yourself that you quickly sort of deflect the questions, and you find an opportunity to extricate yourself from the conversation. And you can see that he's kind of watching you as you go, maybe taking note that perhaps there's a future conversation to be had with Rhunar Deg.
Yeah.
Aside from that conversation, you got out of there without getting hauled off to the Hopper prison. Needless to say, you do have an opportunity to make some other interactions if you want to, if there's anybody else that you wanted to talk to and ask questions of. If not right now, we can move on to...
Yeah, we can move on.
I think is it Feyre next?
Yep.
So Feyre, what would you like to do?
So. I would like to ask Emil Trenter if I could get his permission to see Solana at some point again. And I will admit because apparently even the governor knows. So somebody told him that
Probably Bray.
that my fake name in visiting Solana in the jail was actually me.
Yeah, what name did you use?
I
That doesn't matter.
can't remember
was
anymore. It's
blatantly
the jig
obvious
is
that it was
up.
fake. Yeah.
And yeah, so I'll admit that I did visit him, and I may have charmed somebody, but ultimately everything I did was in their best interest. And like, we got him to eat, we got him to talk, we gave him the information for them. So like, ultimately, like, I was just doing their work for them.
Okay, that's an
Happy
interesting
to-
twist. I like it.
Happy to come back with permission this time and do it again.
Okay, so you basically admit that you broke in. You
No,
you
I didn't
swindled your
break
way in.
I convinced.
You used
Under
magical
duress.
means to charm poor Master Bray.
Yeah.
But you did. Then on the flip side, you made some progress. Some things
Right.
happened where you were able to make a breakthrough. Okay, so go ahead. I got where
Which
you're going.
all the information I gave to them, and he was present for everything.
Yeah, Bray
and he-
Bray was there
right. So
for most of it. Not the lock picking attempts that didn't go very well from Byron. But anyways, yeah,
I didn't
go
know about
ahead.
that.
No, he didn't see that. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. $14.
It's still a 14 though.
I know.
He looks at you sort of with a at first hardened disdain. He doesn't like berate you, but he certainly like is not happy that you made your way in there and meddled with his patient. But he does realize that there were he had a full report from Master Bray, who, by the way, is extremely embarrassed and has been put on administrative leave.
Oh no.
With potential ramifications for his career for breaching protocol. Nevertheless, he does see the benefit, and what did you roll, a 14?
14.
He says that he will, if you come to the Hoppiner prison and make a formal request to have audience with Solana under a supervised scenario, that he would be okay with that. And he says to bring your, what is it, a lyre or a lute? Bring your lute.
Yes. I'll bring, absolutely.
The liar will bring her loot.
Mm-hmm. Well, she didn't lie, so that's good. She told the truth, basically, and that's why she's getting she has the opportunity to go back, basically. So that was good. That was a good move on your behalf. So
I'm
yes.
just trying to make myself sound like a busybody who is actually helpful, but like I really just weaseled my way in there.
Yeah, but you did a
without
good
being
job,
asked.
and under certain conditions, he's going to allow. Now, what happens to Master Bray and his, who knows what's going to happen to him? But I guess we'll come back and visit that some other day. We'll do a one shot with Master Bray.
Master Bray's last day.
Yeah, exactly.
Hand
That's a
in
great
your
title.
badge.
Anything else, Farah, in terms of guests that you would like to have a conversation with?
I wouldn't mind talking to Tarn at some point, but I don't want to hold up the action. I know it's boring for other people.
It's not boring at all. We can come back to you though. Kirk.
All right. Byron's gonna have some fitful sleep, some nightmares. He's gonna picture his old adventuring crew being crushed, being killed. He's gonna wake up, try to fall back asleep, but the images are gonna flash before his eyes. He's gonna sit up, pet Chuck for a little bit, and then he's gonna, try to do, something out of the ordinary. He's gonna sit cross-legged, and he's gonna try and, do a little meditation, think about, Adama Lucy and try and get in contact with her using mind powers that he doesn't have. And then at some point he's
I've been
going to
there.
give up and try and fall back asleep.
All right. Roll a mind powers check.
What would you call that?
A D6.
If you get a natural 20, you do it.
Yep.
Mhm.
You actually,
Ooh.
you feel calmed by the meditation, strangely. You don't make contact or feel any sort of touch of the Archdruid, the Hierophant of Biori, as it were. But you feel better, and it calms you from that terrible dream that you were having, and that memory that has been sort of, that sore almost that's been poked by this place and the dread that surrounds it. But you do feel better. Are there any questions that you want to ask Chuck?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Chuck if he remembers this person named Rephram or Theo.
Okay.
From my own journal.
Roll a. Let's just roll a d20. This is just going to be a luck. It's going to all be about luck here. Or the lack thereof.
A solid 3.
Yep. He just sort of like starts picking at gnats and like maybe, you don't know if it's lice, but some bugs that are crawling in your hair. And he eats them.
I feel like it'd be a lot itchier if it wasn't for you, Chuck. And I really appreciate
Valuable
it.
service on a boat.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll jump back over to Tenoch. Did you wanna have an encounter with Gordagar?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Eventually, sort of like the people that are communicating with Gordagar break off, and he is for the moment by himself. He has procured a pipe, and he has packed the dawdle, and he is getting ready, looking for a light of some kind, looking for a lighting stick. And he
I was gonna offer him a light.
he blows a big smoke ring.
I won't do it. Yeah, I'd approach him. Are we role playing this, or are we just doing?
What do you want to know? Yeah, what do you want to know?
Yeah, I would ask him. I would probably start by asking him about, hey, I heard you're like a guy to know about the Amadio. Because I know some people who are looking to get into that business.
He would ask you maybe why you're interested. What kind of business do you mean? I'm trying to get a better idea of how to answer your question. You get the sense that he's trying to figure out exactly what you're interested in. Yes, I know much about the Amadio jungle. I've spent some time there myself. What type of business are you seeking? Adventuring? Exploring? Trade routes?
Exploration, mostly.
Well, it is a virtually untapped resource. And he goes into talking a little bit about some of the peoples that he has met there that aren't wholly unlike your people, but have subtle differences. He talks about how he has a little bit, to be fair and to be sort of upfront, his take, whereas the governor was sort of had this anti-colonial sort of perspective on the relationship between the people of the north and those of the Amadio. You get the sense that Gordagar is a little bit more of a colonial mindset, almost in a sense, and we won't role play this out because it's disgusting,
Sure.
but in the sense that he sees the people there as maybe less than what he is and what so he
Sure.
there's a little bit of a bias and prejudice that you sense, but he talks about how the Amadio is plagued by a history of savagery and danger, and not just the jungle, but the people themselves that have from his studies made gruesome blood sacrifices to sanguinary gods beyond the realm of mere civilized people. And he believes that, these rituals and this way of commune with the supernatural is still very active in the jungles of the Amadio. And that might differ a little bit from perhaps what your experience is from coming from sort of that Indikara area to the west. Most of his travels have been on that eastern edge.
On this side.
On the east side. Most notably, let's see, did you roll?
You haven't asked me to roll yet. So
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I have not.
He is apparently eager after many drinks to tell you things without a roll.
12. Wait. Yep.
12? Okay. He goes on and on for a while, and quite frankly, it gets to be a little what's the word I'm looking for?
Repetitive, pedantic,
yeah. But you do catch that there is, getting back to this kind of sanguinary god worship, that there is a strong proclivity towards a demigod, a bat-like demigod referred to as Kamazats. It's an Olman god of bats. You would know what this is for sure. I'm not going to make you roll religion.
I fucking broke it.
Horrible things that fly in the night. You have heard of this before.
Is this any relation to the thing that we fucking killed on that step pyramid?
Roll a
demon thing.
Roll a religion check.
Okay.
The Pinyara ruins.
God damn it. 10.
You don't know. You're not sure. That certainly was a flying bat-like sort of demonic creature. Yeah. So you're like, oh shit, I think I might have ran into one of those guys before. You haven't heard of anything beyond just
this is
tales.
A little different.
This is a little different, but this gets more to like some legends and lore that Tenoch would have learned where you live, but not direct relationship to these sanguinary practices. Let's see. And
I might Tenoch might kind of dig into this, like, hey, like, oh yeah, like we encountered a thing that was not maybe unlike that once, not too long ago, up in Cyberit, because that was in Cyberit, up in Cyberit. I might kind of share a little bit of his experience with feasibly similar things as a way to maybe get a little bit more out of him, if he seems to be the kind of guy who's like, obviously he likes to hear the sound of his own fucking voice and he wants to get on a roll.
I'll give you one more roll attempt. So go ahead and roll another persuasion check.
Come on.
Oof, that was almost a 19.
11.
11. The last thing he tells you, and then the conversation kind of ends as he gets pulled away. He will tell you that there are many ancient ruins, cities that have been lost, taken by the jungle after the priests and priestesses of these clans had lost their power and he doesn't know why. But he says there are hidden treasures within, just to sort of like pique your interest, and then he's pulled away.
Damn it! That would have been a good thing to be like.
And we'll
How
go
do we
over
get more power?
Back over to Mr. Rhunar Deg. Is there anything that you're thinking that you might want to follow up on, if anything?
One thing that comes to mind, Celerius is her name. She's the one that's like the merchant sailor type.
Farah's got an opinion.
Obvious
Yeah.
cultist. No. I'm gonna ask her if she's ever run into either the Griffin Wing or the Windrune, the Soul of Winter,
Okay.
in her travels.
Roll a persuasion check. She is very aloof and is very hard to approach. She is this sort of elegantly dressed matron, perhaps a little bit older than the rest of the guests, with very like severe, harsh
Oh.
angles of her nose and her cheeks
know
and
what?
her chin.
Wait, is she the one that you said was on the crew of the ship?
Nope.
Oh, I got him mixed up then. I don't mean to talk to her.
Okay. So you want to talk to who?
Miriam
Wanna talk to
DeVries.
Miriam?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
That's
Yeah,
who you
and
just
just-
talked to, right, Tenoch?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
but same
And-
question.
And what was it again? Sorry, you threw me off.
If in her travels she has ever run into either
the Soul of Winter. Yeah.
or the Griffin Wing.
She is. What was your your persuasion roll?
I didn't roll it yet because I got persuasion.
Yeah.
Five.
She has never heard of
Our
the
luck
Soul of
has run
Winter.
out.
She has heard of the Griffin Wing. She knows it quite well from the reports of the captain having gone mad and killed a bunch of people in town. And she heard that they left town in a hurry after their captain was captured by the guard. And the rumors are that perhaps they have absconded to somewhere along the Amadio coast to hide out. Perhaps the Denzek squadron is searching for them. Nothing of Windrune. His fate seems to still be shrouded in mystery.
Yeah. All right, I'm done. I don't want to ask any more questions.
All right. Farah, is there anything else that you want to do?
Yeah. I would like to. You know what? If I can find Tarn alone, I'll talk to him. But otherwise, I'll cast message the 150 feet spell.
Roll a D100. Please.
All right. 93.
You do see him alone as he sort of wraps up a conversation with some people, and he walks really quickly over to someone who has a drink, and he grabs the drink and he pours it down, and then he grabs another one, and he kind of looks around and he sees you come in. What do you want to ask him, or what are your thoughts here?
I think more I will just kind of like pull him aside. And I'll say, Ton, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about my family. You deserve that much. I just didn't want to be that person anymore. And I guess I was afraid of ruining everything. But I seem to have done that anyway.
Yes, you did, but I see it now. The interpretation of what happened, I told the bounty hunter nothing of your presence, though he did seem to know that you had been with us for a time.
Yes, it appears that my stepfather wants me returned.
Mm.
You know, like I am an object.
Well, I will proudly say that myself and it was Bear actually who sent the man packing quite quickly.
Oh. Do miss Bear. I'll briefly look around. But I wanted to say that, that comment I made about, maybe I didn't want to be a hero anymore. I'm sorry I said it. And maybe I do want to be a hero. We're going to hit that cult. The one that's...
Feyre, this is dangerous. What is your care for this place?
Don't you want to stop innocent people being murdered?
Yes, of course.
I mean, they're targeting the poorest of people, and it's infecting the air, even in the froth.
It is
I mean,
troublesome.
they deserve better.
He looks around and he says, "This is a dangerous endeavor, Feyre. There are, from what I've been able to discern, members at all levels. There are, I'm sure of it, but there are cultists here. I do not know how deep their influence spreads into the Denzak squadron, but I have made friends within their ranks. I am a trusted member now, under the employ, of course, of the governor. But when his funds run out, if they do, the Denzak squadron will move on and to other business. I am not tied to this place, but and these people, it's all about this, right?
Isn't that it everywhere?
Mm. What is it that you intend to do? You know Deg. You've been with them for how long now?
It seems like years, but it's actually only been about 2 weeks.
Oh, my dear. You could come with us. You don't need to do this. There's plenty of good we can do as members of the Denzak squadron. Let Narisbin rot in their greed. Or be a hero. I mean, we've all done it from time to time. It certainly does have its perks. It feels good. It's dangerous.
I want to be a hero, like my father.
Well, then
Then
you
the
could
even star.
you could come with us, join the crew, return to... And as he's saying that, you see this woman sort of walk up from behind and thread her arm through his, as this sort of brown-haired, sort of beautiful brown eyes, this gemmed headdress. This is Miriam DeVries, as she sort of sweeps in and she says, "Well, Tarn, you haven't introduced me to your friend here. Hello."
Yes, Tarn,
Then
you haven't introduced me to your friend here.
He's just like, this, Miriam, this is my long-time friend, Feyre. Feyre, this is my new friend, Miriam. Recently joined the Red Crows. Yes, I am sure that you would be best of friends in other circumstances. Oh shit!
Oh,
He starts
I'm
looking
sure
around.
it would be.
And tell me, dear, are we?
Always good to meet a friend of Tarn's. And she shakes her hand.
The pleasure Tell me, the conversation goes on, and she introduces herself and tells you a little bit about herself. What does Feyre
Fascinating.
do at this point? Yeah, right. It's like, fuck you.
You know, like,
T-Rex.
it's gonna be a little bit of an awkward situation.
Thanks, Vamp.
But you know, ultimately, you know,
So much drama
at the end of
going
it,
on.
she's gonna just like squeeze Tarn's arm and be like, in case I don't see you again.
He, as you turn, he sort of reaches out and grabs your arm gently, as if to sort of pull you back. Do you pull away, or do you?
I look at him.
He
Questioning
just
me.
he leans in and kisses you on the cheek, and he says, "Be safe."
And good luck with your friend. She's lovely.
I mean, to be fair, she is pretty lovely, but
I mean, she's the picture you, she's pretty
She's-
hot.
yeah. Anyways, okay. And do you leave at that point? Do you walk
Sure.
away? Okay.
I I'll just say, you know where to find me, and I'll.
The offer stands as you walk away. Okay.
So does hers.
All right. So, anyone else want to talk to anyone? We've got, you guys have run into, Slerius is there. Fulch, Rashlin. You didn't meet that person. Gordagar, we already did. Eleanor, is there anything you want to say to Eleanor or Master Loquid or Rodrigo?
I would probably just thank Rodrigo for showing me the ropes.
He's kind of a good
don't-
time guy. He likes to have a good
I don't
time.
know. Yeah, I feel like Tenoch's gotten answers to a number of things. He feels good about it. I'm not gonna, but I would pay my respects to Rodrigo before we leave. At any rate,
Would any of you be interested in asking about Landgrave's Folly?
Yes.
All
Is
right.
that's the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh fuck yeah! Oh damn it!
Who?
Rhunar, who do you want to talk to about that?
God. God, I don't know.
What about
You have
Fulch?
you have talked to
Yeah.
Fulch, you've talked to Master
how about-
Loquid, you've got sort of relationship with Tarn. Yeah.
Yeah, how about Loquid?
Okay. All right. So you're just a
Is it the
general
creepy
question
guy?
about Landgraves,
Mhm.
the guy with the mustache, the little gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a persuasion check for me. Sorry, I didn't mean to like throw that one at you guys, but I figure it might be
God.
important.
I cannot persuade anybody.
Ooh.
4.
He tells you that it's haunted. He's like, "Oh, fuck, it's haunted out there." People see lights
say.
floating around at night. But it's just local rumor and superstition. He's never seen anything. They think it's haunted by Bryson Landgrave. Excuse me. Yeah, Landgrave. Bryson Landgrave. Apparently he died out there.
Strange. Landgrave's Folly. All right. I think we should
Okay.
move on.
All right. Anything else, or we hold our peace? Farah, is there anything you want to do with to Miriam DeVries? You want to go in and like mix it up with her?
I have a
I-
cane.
No,
fire.
but I will say that, you know, at some point I'm sure I'll go back to talk to Fulch, and I don't really need to know anything from him. I will just make sure that if Tarn is looking at me, he sees me hanging on Fulchman's.
Ooh.
All right. So Absolutely, at some point in the night there is a dance happening, right? And the minstrels are playing, and you just kind of storm off, and Fulch is having a conversation with some people that looks a little intense, and he kind of turns and sees you coming, and you just grab him and drag him out to the dance floor, right? And you guys are just roll a performance check for me.
Oh yeah.
You are spinning, you are leading, you're spinning him around the dance floor as a woman with motivated right now. Oh, that's beautiful.
32.
32. Okay, so first of all,
Oh my God.
as you're spinning Fulch in this amazing, borderline sort of sensual dance, you look, yeah, it's like it's like a tango. Yeah, right.
The guy that can just walk along and like the girl's doing all these spins and shit.
Yeah, he's just kind of like holding his hand out, and you're just like doing everything. He up, in the air, and he's holding you and all that stuff. It's fantastic. Like, you would definitely win like Dancing with the Stars. You at some point are sort of spinning through the air as he throws you up, and you look over and you see Tarn and standing there just watching. And you don't see Marion. She's not with him at that moment, but he definitely notices.
Sure.
And you can, your goal is met. Let's just say you achieve your goal.
That's
and
right.
he feels internally, we don't know this because we don't know what's in his head, but internally he's feeling very sad about how things went. Anyways, you make your point nevertheless with a 32 performance as you and Fulch waltz across the dance floor. All right, at some point things start to wind down. They obviously food is served, and I have to read off this menu because I created a menu that we sort of got to.
A menu?
Yeah, let's see, where is it? Here it is. There are some things that happen during this time. There are toasts that are made, most of them in honor of the governor. The governor gives a speech at one point that's sort of dry, but sort of this pompous pep talk kind of thing. But the food, I think you had the appetizers were the giant squid rolls, right? I think you had those with the fusus, which is raw fish with brandied fruit drizzle, and clams and garlic sauce, which is you didn't really like. I don't remember who said it. Who didn't care for the minted plantain chowder.
Rhunar.
The minted chowder.
And it was with freshly baked bread. The second course was a garden salad, which had all sorts of greens and vegetables and fruits from some of the local gardens. The third course was interesting. Merfolk fillet with roasted kelp.
Oh.
And then
Merfolk fillet?
Those are people.
The fourth course was you could refrain. You don't have to eat it.
You'd eat people if it was legal.
If you had to. Who knows? Don't knock their traditions. The fourth course was braised boar with fresh eel sauce. And the fifth course was a mango glacé with pineapple pomegranate salsa. And it was like this glossy mango colored cube, which had like hints of mango, pineapple, lime. And then there was a mint pomegranate salsa on top of it.
Well,
and it was fantastic by all
some good
accounts.
eats here.
Yeah, the governor's gala does
Other
not
than the
disappoint.
merfolk fillet.
It's met with mixed reviews.
Is that one of
To be
those things
honest.
like they call it a merfolk fillet, but it's really fucking tilapia?
Really,
It's
Lokatha
possible.
or something.
It's possible.
I mean,
It's
these are
really
these are rich people, so when they say monkey's brains, it's probably monkey's brains, and they say
It's
it's
monkfish.
fish people, it's probably
Did anybody eat the merfolk fillets?
No, I saw fish people like literally yesterday.
yeah, right.
I'll be like going towards it, and then I find out what it is, and I'll be like,
Byron's almost vomiting, and he's not even there.
I will make some excuse, like I'm full or something, and pass it on.
Oh God. Just
Merfolk
eat,
fillet.
just eating fillets hand over foot. All right, so you guys make your way out. Fulch is there. He's inebriated, noticeably inebriated. I think at this point, Tenoch is probably at least partially inebriated from some of the booze that he was
I
drinking.
mean, I was fucking buzzed up pretty good before.
Yeah,
so.
you were hitting it with the boys, puffing fat cigars.
Fat stogies.
Yep.
Not rolling good on my con check.
At some point, as you leave the fort, you walk into this dark night, right? It's absolutely pitch black. And I would say that
I don't like that. I don't like that. As a omen.
there are no
leading
stars
guy.
in the sky.
Yeah.
The moons cast no light upon the port. You can hear as you're coming down the hill from the old town that there are voices and there's activity in the port, certainly, but it just seems very dark. As you reach the gate of the old fort, you are asked if you would like a torch. They have torches available for people. It's probably a 1/4 mile walk.
I'll take one.
You take a torch. You make your way down the path, and you see a man walking towards you with his own torch, walking up the path at a fairly rapid pace, I would say.
Do I recognize him?
Roll a perception check.
He's walking though, not running.
He's walking, and he has a torch, and your torch illuminates out to about 20 feet or so. Similar with what his torch is. It is a dark, oppressively dark night.
That's a 25 for perception.
You see him coming. You do not recognize him. You've never seen this man before.
Okay.
How does the night taste?
How does the night taste?
Yeah. Like
There is
does the air taste any different?
Sure.
Like mold.
I would
Is it
say
Like the
that
froth?
Like the froth?
it doesn't taste like the froth, and you don't get that particulate matter in the air that's blocking vision or anything. But it tastes, there is a sour taste. Not what you would necessarily equate with your experiences in the froth, but just a kind of a sour taste that really only Tenoch picks up on. But it is absolutely dark. As the man walks past you, he nods. Good evening.
I'll nod back.
He continues walking. And at that point, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
All right. I am using an advantage on this because.
Did we get any
that's
more advantages
wretched.
recently?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Okay.
Vamp, I haven't rolled yet. My hand is so slow to get to my character sheet.
All right, here we go. Wisdom saving throw. Come on. 18.
Okay.
Farah rolled natural 20.
14.
Nice.
Yeah, I did. I don't want any of this crap in me. 0%.
So as you are walking, there is suddenly you hear from the man walking past you, and his torch goes out, and almost immediately your torch goes out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Tenoch, you hear this maddening laughter, this gibbering, shrieks of terror in your head, as if they're right there with you. The rest of you don't hear it, but you experience the darkness. Unnaturally dark. It put your flame out. Like, your flame is still burning, but it's not giving off any light. Tenoch, roll 8d8, please.
8d8.
Whoa.
Advanced dice roller.
Hey, Doc. Thanks for showing up, man. Appreciate the sub. I get to play some Greyhawk with Doc every other week over on Wily Hobbit's channel, which is super fun.
8 ones. Come on, baby. Oh, Jesus fuck.
There's a lot of 8s.
Oh,
You said
man.
this was. I was rolling damage, right? That's what you said. You said.
Well, I said
you
roll
damage
8d8.
against somebody, and that's why it rolls so good.
I didn't specify that it was damage, but your intuition is good.
Yeah. Fuck me, that's a good roll.
What did you
I like
roll?
rolling 51. I rolled 4 8s.
And 2 6s.
You take 51 points of psychic damage.
Shoot.
Oh my god, I was muted that whole time. Is Tenoch still standing?
I'm at 0.
No.
So
Exactly. Zero.
at zero,
exactly.
at 0, you watch Tenoch drop unconscious. However, he is. Are you stable at 0? I can't remember how that works. I think you drop unconscious. You might still have to make saving throws. Anyways,
I
Rhunar
never
and
get anybody
Farah.
to exactly
I know,
0.
it's crazy. You guys watch Tenoch just drop to the ground. You know that something's wrong. This is some sort of a unnatural darkness because, like I said, your torch is still. You can see it burning and hear it crackling, but there's no light. It's pitch black. In fact, you don't even see Tenoch go down. You hear him fall and hit
What
the
was
ground.
that?
Tenoch?
I would probably make some
Tenoch,
wet
I'm gonna
gurgling
feel
sound.
around. Yeah.
Roll a perception check with disadvantage, Rhunar.
I would like to assist him. Or actually,
Okay.
I'd like to make my own.
Yep, go ahead and
we're
make a
standing
roll.
right
At,
next to
Say
each
that.
other, right?
yep, it's still at disadvantage. Go ahead and both of you roll.
Okay.
Yeah, not stable.
Not stable. Okay,
At different versions of D&D, I would be stable, but not
12.
not this one.
16.
Okay, Farah, you crouch down and reach around and you reach your friend Tenoch. He's right there, but he is not moving. And you just hear like this gurgling sound like
I cast healing at 3rd level. I cast Cure Wounds.
Cure wounds. Okay, go ahead and roll for healing. And
Cure
Tenoch,
my
you
wounds.
Roll
gasp.
8d8 healing.
No.
Just kidding.
You gasp as you open your
19.
eyes. The voices and the laughter are still in your head. You know that you need to get out of here.
Yeah, I didn't like it. So
Because-
many voices.
What?
We need,
We need to
carry
move.
me.
We need to get
go.
out of here.
We need to move now.
Start hurrying towards the ship.
Yep. I'm gonna just
All right, you
reach out
guys
my
run.
hand and start pulling them.
And yeah, we're both holding on to Tenoch.
Yeah.
Okay.
he's between the two of us. We're just like,
You run. Roll a percentage. Roll a D100 for me. Let's have Farah roll it.
Right.
58.
Okay.
Oh, there's the
You
other.
guys make it past the boundary of this whatever this darkness is. And you come out on the other side, you see a small campfire in the distance off to the left. You see lights, although dark still, you see lights in the harbor and in the docks district, and you are just running. And you guys make your way back to the dinghy. Tenoch, as you get out of that area, the voices and the shrieking and all of that kind of goes away and disappears. But there was definitely some sort of an assault on your sanity that was an attack of some kind as you make your way back to the dinghy. I imagine you guys are planning to head out to the ship.
Yeah.
Everybody roll perception check for me.
Regular perception?
Yeah, just a regular perception check.
oh, natural
Oh,
20
yeah.
again. 23 for Rhunar.
Natural 20 for 25.
12.
Both of you rolled
15 from
natural
the boat.
20s?
No,
No.
it was me.
I'm at
Oh, wow.
23, but
dirty
no natural.
23.
Yeah.
Damn, guys, that's amazing. Okay, so you get the sense that there are some folks that are watching your dinghy as you approach it. You kind of cast about and you see that there are nobody threatening, but there's somebody casing the joint, if you will. They're watching your dinghy as you haven't quite arrived there. You can decide what you want to do, but you see that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, I'll just brazenly walk right up. Anything we can help you with, gentlemen?
As they see you walking up, they turn tail and leave without
Can I
answering.
make a note of them?
Sure. Yeah, roll a history check.
Okay.
Preemptive history check. History of the present.
It's a smart,
18.
it's a smart way to do that. I like it.
Yeah, you get a sense that you'd be able to,
Pick
you know,
them
if they were
again.
in a lineup, you could, what's the word I'm looking for?
Find out where they live.
Finger.
Yeah, you could finger them in a lineup.
Send
Okay.
Byron after him.
Nevertheless, you get in the dinghy and you're like, let's get the fuck out of here, and you make your way back to the ship. It is super late in the night. Tenoch, not only do you have a massive hangover, perhaps from the booze and the cigar. Well, really, it's mostly from the cigar. Let's be honest. But there also the assault on your psyche was not nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Didn't
drink
feel
like
good.
a whole keg of water.
Smart. You guys make your way back to the ship, and Byron, when they arrive, where are you?
You said it's late in the night. I would be self-locked in that room still.
Okay.
Probably having already woken up from my nightmare and meditated and gone back to sleep. Or chilled with Chuck.
Oh,
All right.
Captain, we should probably let him out of the brig. Shouldn't we? Like, we told them to leave
should
him
check
in
on him.
there all night, so until you let him out.
We should check on Byron. How can anyone not know how messed up this town is?
No,
That's what
right?
I want to know.
The worst. This is the worst town.
Place is nuts.
I mean, you know, when you live in shit, sometimes you can't smell it.
I don't know. I mean, something happened to that guy we passed.
That's a theory.
That guy's dead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass out now.
Tenoch retires to your room. Are you guys gonna go get Byron? I mean, it is literally like 4 in
Yeah.
the morning, like 3 or
Oh,
4 in
yeah.
the morning.
I'm going to go look in on him. Is he
I'll be with
sleeping?
him.
Oh, hey, Rhunar.
Byron, you're awake.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
pretty good. How are you?
So you've missed
been
a
better.
lot.
Yeah, a lot
don't
has
know,
happened.
Yeah, I mean, you guys missed a lot too.
Oh,
Have
good.
you've been in this room this whole time, right?
Yeah. It's been pretty wild in here, alone, with Chuck. You guys hate me, don't you?
No, we
Yeah.
don't hate you.
We don't
And
hate you, Byron.
Amos
You
won
do-
all my gold, guys.
aw.
You're playing cards with
Yeah.
Thomas?
Yeah, and the guys on watch earlier.
All right.
I paid everyone but
You paid them?
Fritz. Yeah, I paid everyone but Fritz. Fritz is
All right,
expensive.
I'll make note of that.
Byron, I don't hate you. You cut off a man's arm for me.
Yeah, and I'd do it again. Cut off his other arm next time too.
That's right. You are a good friend.
We were a little worried about you though. You stabbed
Oh,
Lori in
yeah.
the neck when he was tied
Yeah,
up.
I mean, it's not like
Yeah.
he didn't deserve it.
I mean,
yeah.
I had
Right.
plans for him, but I wasn't planning on stabbing him in the neck while he was.
I mean, in hindsight, I probably could have not done that. There may have been better options.
But yes, there probably were better options.
Definitely. I mean, walking out of there, I had all these questions running through my head, like that I just didn't think. How do you ask a corpse stuff?
Mhm.
Oh, I have a spell for that now.
That's
I
good to
can
know.
ask.
Nice. All right.
High five.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about anything anymore. I think it was the right
No,
call.
no,
then.
no, 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 no. Wait. No.
No, it wasn't. You're right.
We should probably at least get a group consensus,
Yep.
before we murder someone.
We'll vote. We'll
Yeah.
vote.
A vote
Yep.
is very good.
So next time, I'll just be like,
Murder by committee.
I'll just hold up
Right.
4 fingers at once, and if
Jesus.
everyone else holds up 4 fingers, that's a vote for yes.
Well, we should at least come up with a sign. Yeah. But, just try to
Just like that.
rein it in a little,
Right? Yeah. Yep.
There are times when that is what we need.
Right.
And
There's
there
a
are
time
times-
when surprise murder is good, and then there's a time where surprise murder is bad.
I'm gonna follow your lead, and just
you might want to talk to Tenoch too. It's he was a little troubled. Everybody was troubled after that. I mean, the froth was affecting us all.
yeah.
Well, not me, but it was affecting the rest of you.
Yeah. Oh, it's like 4 a.m, guys.
Yeah, not now.
Yeah.
Just get your rest if you can. Something's in the air tonight though, so I'm gonna probably
Smelled it.
double up the
Yes.
guard.
Frothy.
Yeah, I think Korga. I think with Alphonse being, it's the food's just not very good. It's affecting their stomachs.
Okay, I'll have to look into that in the morning. But
Yeah.
I mean, like we were attacked on the way home, so just be aware.
Oh, really? By what?
We don't know. It was the
It was
darkness
bad.
was.
Thanks,
You
Mimics
couldn't see
Maps.
anything. I had a torch, but you still couldn't see anything.
Hmm.
And
Oh.
Tenoch just collapsed.
What? Is he okay?
Feyre was able to get him back on his feet.
Holy moly!
Oh, and this is how I used to talk before I met you all.
Oh yeah, she sounds different now.
Sorry. I mean, I was hiding from the bounty hunter.
Bum, bum, bum.
Uh-huh.
So
Hey, Byron.
The person I'm
all
looking
right.
for looks just like you.
She-
Sounds
we-
completely different though.
She used to be a red crow.
Oh, no way. Oh, do you remember fighting we did fight night with those guys.
We kicked
I
their
don't
asses. too.
remember.
Yeah, we did. They sucked. We were so much stronger. We're probably still stronger too, let's be honest. Fought that barbarian guy. Remember he was covered in all the tattoos? I
don't want to brag.
he didn't even
but,
see me coming.
I'm kind of a big
Bear?
deal in Saltmarsh. Just saying.
Bear's the nicest guy.
Oh, he
Really
was
is
super friendly.
Sweetheart.
Stabbed him right in the neck.
Oh my god.
There were clerics there. Bear's fine, but
Yeah, he was great. He was super
Good,
cool.
good.
I really, one of the
10 out of
nicest
10
guys
would
I've ever
stab
met.
Again.
I mean, if there were clerics there,
Yeah, all right.
you pay for insurance. It's not like you don't know what you're getting. If he didn't want to fight with knives and stuff, he would have
Yeah.
done skins.
it was an
Yeah,
armed
you're
fight,
right,
so
he's
And our
a-
friend
a big
Aaron
boy
would have kicked
and-
his butt.
And he
they knew
can
what they were
fight
getting
in
into.
fight pits if he wants to.
Yep. Actually, I think Aaron lost that night, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
he did.
he did not roll all that well.
That's absolutely true. And hey, if you want to go check out the Saltmarsh Fight Club episode, you can totally do that and fact check Byron's righteousness as he we would like to say that he probably sucker punched him with a knife, but that's all right.
Mhm.
You guys have reunited Byron with Byron. What would you like to do before we sign off for the evening? We're going to do a drawing here in just a couple minutes. If you haven't entered the drawing, !drawing to get in on the giveaways. We've got 2 giveaways here in just a couple minutes. Go ahead, guys.
Well, did you guys find anything out about the bad guys?
So much. And then we just tell him everything that we did for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys
The governor,
basically stay up
all
for a
that.
couple hours at that point, and you don't go to bed. Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna in the
Okay.
meantime, I'm gonna quickly double the guard on the boat.
They're all dead.
Because
Well, they're-
there's like a couple guys. I'm gonna make sure there's like 4 guys.
So you're exchanging all your information with me. I'll also exchange the passages from Drellion's journal with you. So you'll now know of the additional passages that I've unlocked,
Cool.
Nice.
which were last session, I believe.
Yep, and we can get into those in between now and next
Yep.
week, so everybody's
Yep.
up to speed on that stuff. So you spend a couple of hours, conversing and bringing each other up to speed. Tenoch made the smart decision and is resting, and we will pick up in the morning on the Good Buddy next time. Well done. We survived the social encounter of the governor's gala. Which
barely
of
made it
course,
out of
as happens with these
Hold a second.
games, it's like I think it'll be like a half a session, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a
Best laid
session,
plans,
and I think we
right?
were there for like 2.5 sessions, perhaps, or a little over 2. Anyways, super fun, lots of drama. I hope folks will check out some of those finer moments. Hopefully, maybe Ashley will clip some of them because they're really good. But anyhow, let's do a giveaway here, folks. I want to remind you a couple of things. ! Drawing, and you will be entered to win a couple of different items. Now we've got 2 different giveaways tonight, as we do. We've got the giveaway from our sponsors at CZ RPG, and we will be giving away the Rockfort one-shot document here. It's a 5e supplement that has a bunch of different really well-written sort of options for players to explore this strange place where machines have sort of taken over, and it's very it's got a sort of a tinkery vibe to it. Very cool new location with a bunch of lore, a bunch of encounters, new stat blocks, custom artwork throughout, a bunch of how CZRPG does it, battle maps galore. So check that, and even a regional map. So you got to check that out. Even if you don't have an opportunity to win, you might want to go check it out. I think this is the link. There's the link to go check out their Drive-Through RPG catalog. Nevertheless, ! Drawing to get in on the action here. We are also going to give away a copy, or not a copy, one of these. A small, beautifully scented bottle of beard oil from our sponsors at Old Goat Beard Company. I use it every day. It's amazing. We had their beard balm last month, beard oil this month. This is the last beard oil giveaway, by the way. And then next month we're doing beard wash. So thanks to Andy and his wife, who literally make this stuff in their kitchen. This is the epitome of handcrafted deliciousness. So enter to win that. It doesn't matter if you have a beard or not. Find somebody with a beard and give it to them. They will forever love you. The effect that it has is well worth it, right, Ashley? Probably.
Take your word for it.
Probably. I'll tell you what,
Probably.
it smells a lot better. So it's good. It's good. Wash your beards, folks. Don't let your beards get too dirty. But then use this stuff. Okay, enough. ! Drawing. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and draw a winner. Ashley, if you would be so kind as to give us our 5-second countdown.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Our first winner is Silver Red Fox Gaming. Congratulations.
Woo!
So, Red Fox, you can choose the adventure or the beard oil. What would you like? Let us know. You could have your pick. We're going to go ahead and draw someone else that will get the whatever is remaining after you choose. So let us know what you're interested in. Yeah, congrats. Appreciate it. You're going to go with the adventure? Okay, so here we go, folks. This is it. Hey, thanks for the raid, you guys. All right, so here's the thing. Beluga 358, Role Players Guild and crew, thank you for coming. We're doing a giveaway here for some beard oil from our sponsors at Old Goat Beard Company. Ashley was just pontificating about how amazing this stuff is, how it makes your beard smell good, it makes your beard nice and soft. ! Drawing. I'll show you how it's done. If you want to get in on this action, ! Drawing, you can be entered to win this thing. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds. If you guys like what we're doing here, please subscribe. We appreciate you being in the chat. You guys are awesome. We had the raid from Role Players Guild. Mimics Maps, thanks for the follow. Doc, thanks for the resubscribe. I can't wait to play with you next weekend, I think. Vamp Wickman, thanks for the cheers of the bits, my friend. It was a pleasure hanging out with you all last week. Thanks for the resub. Phantom, the community subs. We appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for the support. We're just here to play games. Thank you, Kai Whimsy, for also letting us remember that we are raising money for Ukraine. So if you have the ability to help to donate to the Children's Relief Effort, Save the Children Relief Effort, please do so. Even $5 can help change the experience for some of these folks. So please consider that. If you're unable to donate, share the link with some of your family and friends. All right, enough of me talking. We know that you know how important that is. Let's go ahead and do a second roll here for the beard oil. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Phantom NJ is going to win the beard oil. Congratulations, Phantom. Just want to make sure you're here to win the oil. We'll give you a couple seconds to claim it. We do usually ask that folks are here to win. So we'll give Phantom a couple of seconds. Chad, why don't you tell us about what's going on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, I'll put on my wizard hat. Tomorrow night, we're playing Kids on Brooms at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our players, who are these people right here, are playing young students in a magical secondary school located in New York. And there's good times to be had. Things like raccoons eating peanut butter, Big Wizard 69 TikTok, brooms, obstacle course races,
Big Wiz for life, pickles.
you know, spell casting with staves and stuff, reading books.
Tomorrow night, same time,
Tomorrow
same
night,
place.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and re-roll here. Phantom MJ, it looks like it may not be here. So let's do a new one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Who is it? It is.
Let's see. Dungeon Mr. Hey, Ty, congratulations. A man with a beard as well. I will reach out to the winners to get your information. We'll get things sent to you. Congratulations, Ty. Actually, real quick shout out. And Ty, if you have the link to your Kickstarter, please feel free to drop it in there. I think we have it as a chat command. Let me see if I can find it. Ty works with Adventure Slang Productions. They've got a New Varden Kickstarter out right now that folks should really check out. It's a beautifully written game. I've seen it played a few times. I can't wait to get in on that action. And the Kickstarter is ongoing. So let's see. Do we have? I thought we had a link to that.
I can go get one.
Chad, will you do me a favor? And oh, there we go. ASP. Here's the link. ASP. Go to that Kickstarter page. Do you want to check and see if Phoenix is up? We're gonna do a raid here in just a couple of minutes. Make sure you check out that Kickstarter, guys. It's a really cool project, and we want to support other indie creators in the community. So please check that out. Big shout out to everybody for being here. The players, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. I missed you last week. I wish that you could have been out there in Lake Geneva with me. Next year, we'll caravan down. It'll be really fun. Super fun con. All right, so let's do a raid here. How's it looking over there, Chad?
Stream starting soon. Let me see if he.
I got a commercial. Oh, yep, starting soon.
Okay.
I can't hear him because
But there's 5 people waiting.
All right, well, let's just raid into him anyways. So just so people know, Phoenix had Ashley and Chad and I on 2 weekends ago already for one-shot roulette. It was super fun. John is great. I was super impressed with his DMing on the fly like that. It was really, really good. So let's go ahead and do a raid. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go to the end screen here. We really, really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Love you all. Let's raid. Hit them with the emojis. Let's do this. Bye.